Greetings, everybody. Happy April. This is your friendly ladder administrators. We're here for another season announcement. This is, I'm Dunka. Hi. Herfy, how you doing today, bud?
Hey there, I'm doing all right. Back once again, another season done with, another season announcement in front of us. It's like it just happened, man.
They go by fast.
And they sure
They
do.
really do. It's kind of amazing how fast this goes by. It's like, yeah, you know what it is? It's we got old, and when you get old, time moves really fucking fast. So
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help.
yeah, that's just kind of the way it works. So hope everyone's enjoying their I guess their month just started. We over here we rolled in the new month with a massive leak in our basement. So yeah, our basement right now is just a complete disaster area.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got a big, like 6 foot high hole in the wall where we had to tear it down to find where the leak was, and then we got to get people out here to fix it. So always
Cool.
fun. Yeah,
Good start to the month.
that was our night last night. It was supposed to be a nice Friday night, kicking back, have a drink or two, just chill, do nothing. We even ordered in some dinner. And yeah, about a 7 o'clock storm rolled in, huge storm through the area here, and boy, oh boy, a leak like you've never seen before. So anyway, we've got some season stuff to talk about. Before we go that, real quick, just so that everybody is aware, this presentation is going to be kind of bland. There's not going to be a lot going on with it. So to kind of spice things up a little bit, kind of hit a little hidden message in here. And if you are the first person to find it, and just follow the breadcrumbs. It's one breadcrumb that leads to one breadcrumb that leads to us. If you find it, and the first person that sends us a message on Discord showing us that you went through the right steps, you get to choose one of the modes for Season 19. You can make it anything that you want within reason. Within reason. You can't go has to be within the realm of what we can manage. So... But,
yeah, that's probably going to be the main problem, right?
Yeah, it needs to be within the realm of the technology that we're working on. So keep your eyes posted. You'll know it when you see it. And then just, follow the steps and go from there. So, Herfy, you guys want to talk about some season stuff?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about some season stuff. We have a new schedule. Yay! So yeah, let's go into the schedule now. Every season, we joke about this. Every season, I know you haven't looked. But what do you think the open is? The opener it is. I kind of spoiled it right there.
Yeah, I mean that would have been my guess anyways, but. It just fits so well. Open is the opener.
One of these. We've switched it up before. It hasn't always been open, but it almost always is. It almost always is. It's just plain old stupid open. It is what it is.
As much as people complain and think it's boring and done with, I know, man, that's so 2019.
Yeah, you know what people complain about? They complain about not having boots. And they complain about missing something in Hyrule Castle.
Of course.
That's all they bitch about the whole entire time. It's like...
But if it wasn't there, they complain as well.
Yeah, they're gonna... That's... Yeah, people just... they bitch, so... Alright, so we're gonna start with open. Just plain old open. Because that's what it is. Then we go to cross keys. So we switch your schedule back a little bit. We are going to continue to do this. We're going to shuffle things up a little bit. We stuck mystery in this slot for a few weeks, for a few seasons. We're going to mix things back a little bit. There's a reason why, and you'll understand when we move through the schedule, why we're putting cross keys back in the 2 slot. So just plain old cross keys, still super popular. Spoiler coming up though. if you like cross keys, you might dig our schedule here. You might actually dig it. So, hey, Herfy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of spoilers,
oh boy,
like 3 people are gonna go crazy about this. A whole 3 people.
Look, I feel like we say this every time, and we do something for those 3 people every time.
Yeah. So we're bringing our spoiler open back. The reason why I like spoiler open is because I spent, I don't know how much time building the functionality in the bot for the spoiler open for spoiler modes, and we only use it. This is the 3rd time we've done it. So there's like all that code that is just sitting there that is not being used, and I do like to pull it out of mothballs every once in a while.
Yeah, and I feel like that's perfectly valid.
Yeah. So bringing back spoiler open. It is a unique mode on ladder. If you're not familiar with it, this is the only mode that we still do random pairings the way that we do random pairings, but there's a few special rules involved. If you're not familiar with it, everybody gets the same seed because it's spoiler. Who gives a shit? So everyone gets the same seed. Everyone gets the same spoiler log. And this is the only mode that we allow. If you want to attempt a stream snipe, go ahead. We don't really give a damn. So, because you're not going to learn anything. So, kind of special rules we have on this one. One of these times we'll do spoiler key sanity. Every time we put that up to vote a couple of times, and everyone says they don't like it. So, but one of these days we're going to force it upon you, and we'll just see what happens. So.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah. So spoiler open. Next on the list, bringing our mystery back. We do have some mystery changes, some tweaks going into our new mystery system. We will be talking about those later. Not much to talk about right now. We'll get to that eventually. So yeah, mysteries in the pool. Casual boots, still the most popular mode that we have on ladder. I need to run the numbers on it. I was going to run the numbers for this, but I forgot. I just now remembered I was going to run the numbers because I don't think those numbers stand up anymore. Where I was talking about spoiler was like, or not spoiler, that casual boots is the most popular and then cross keys is number 2. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Imagine a world where spoiler is the most popular.
Yeah, that will never happen. That will never happen. Like, Zelga can only enter once. So, who is it? We've got like 5 people that love this mode. It's Zelga. Gamma loves this mode. Who else? I think Relkin digs this. Doesn't Relkin dig this?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's very few, but we haven't. Like I said, there's literally like ones of people, like a whole like 5 ones of people that enjoy this mode. So, you know what people do enjoy though? They enjoy entrance modes. Did you know that? There are some wackadoos out there that really enjoy entrance modes.
I mean, I knew that. It doesn't mean I understand it.
Yeah.
I'm also not the standard, so whatever.
Yeah. You know what they really dig, though? We have found that people really, really enjoy this mode. So, Retrance is coming back for a season. Funny story behind this. Funny story behind Retrance. It wasn't going to be Retrance. So what I did to figure out the one mode that we have, kind of that one wildcard mode that we just kind of mix in and out, is I took a bunch of modes and I put them in spoiler tags in our admin chat, and I told Herfy not to look at it and choose one at random. And he chose Open Plus, which Open Plus is our pseudo boots mode, which I know everybody loves pseudo boots. And then we were like, well, I was looking at it, was like, at the same time, we have like 3 open modes for this season, and I kind of felt that was one too many. So we'll see about that at a later time. But so you guys instead, we just chose a different one, and we're like, want to do Retrance? Sure, let's do Retrance. So you guys get 2 entrance modes for this season. And that's kind of a balancing act because we have a spoiler open in there. It also kind of balances out because we do have our grab bag mode in there, which we will be going over in like 18 seconds. What our grab bag modes are for the season. And yeah, again, we like to have a good balancing act on what's going on. So yeah, there's your schedule. I think people will be very mild about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. It's nothing like super crazy, but it's not awful either.
Yeah, it's fine. I think this is fine. Schedule has now officially been posted on the website. I just posted it literally this very second. Looks like it goes up through June 23rd. So feel free to check it out. We will update the Google Calendar later today. I have to export it and import it, and it's a pain in the ass. So take care of that here in a bit. So there is your schedule, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of that grab bag. Erifi, did you know? This is like one of those did you know moments. Yeah, no new modes. Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mention it. This is the first season where we don't have a new-ish mode in there. Yet that's not exactly true. Not exactly true. But yeah, did you know that there's like a tournament or something starting tomorrow? It's like, it starts tomorrow, doesn't it? Isn't that when the qualifiers start? And then like the big qualifiers are next week and the week after. I guess if you guys need some practice, we threw some modes that we've never once raced in ladder into grab bag for this season. So it's again funny story. We put that poll up. We put that poll up to see, if you guys were interested in doing some practice with some of the modes for the next season, and overwhelming, do not do this as our schedule.
People really did not want to
really did not want that. I mean, it was overwhelming. It's like 9-1. So yeah, we pulled that down pretty fast after we got like 20 votes or something like that. And it's like, yeah, obviously we don't want to do the whole schedule. It would have worked out really well for this season, like for season 17. But we posted we did our announcement well before they even posted which modes were coming out. So kind of a bad time to, kind of one of those things. It'd be nice to have some coordination, but it's never going to happen. So I'm not even going to talk about it. But so for grab bag for next season, it is kind of nice. With the qualifiers starting up over the next 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks, and then groups, which a lot of people are going to be in. Plus, I'm sure they're going to be the people that don't qualify are going to do the open event or whatever, and it's the same modes. If you want to get a little extra practice, we just put the 5 in there. That's all it's going to be. So those are our 5 grab bag modes for next season. When our season ends is when the tournament is starting to slow down anyway. So I think it lines up pretty well. Because I think it lines up pretty well for us to do it for this one season. So we're going to do it. This might be something we do again. League will be starting up probably late summer. So, I mean, hell, that's something we could definitely do again if we wanted to get extra exposure in for these modes. So, we could work with the league admins. I think they'll be willing to work with us. Unlike the main admins, which kind of just, they do their thing, there's no problem with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. We don't talk to anybody either. So it's not like we're blaming anybody. It's just the way that the coordination works out doesn't always work out. So those are your 5 grab bag modes for the season. Again, it's only going to be 5. So obviously they're more condensed. So you get what it is. The modes are loaded. 4 of these modes we've never done in ladder. The only one of these that we've done in ladder is Ambrosia, which is, oh God, I get to ban a spammer. Hold on. Get the hell out of here. Oh, somebody beat me to it. Who did that? Clear mouse on top of things is normal. Yeah, so spammers, you can go fuck yourself and die. Thank you, Clear Mouse. Appreciate it. So, but yeah, the only one of these modes we've ever done ladder is in Verosia, and we started that shit. So, yeah, I hope I got the flags right. I think I did. I think it did. We don't use YAMLs on here. In case anybody was interested, we do not use YAMLs. So all those YAMLs that are on the bot that shall not be named, we can't use them. So we have to convert them into a format that we can use. So there you go. There's our grab bag mode. Let's go to the next topic on the agenda today. The mystery changes. Okay. I'm looking forward to this. I think we've ironed out the issues. So far, I think we're pretty happy with the way that mystery has turned out. I've spent some time looking at the flag sets after mystery's been run. We asked for some feedback a couple of times this season. Feedback has been mostly positive. There was a few negatives in there, which obviously somebody mentioned. You know, the elephant in the room, which we knew they would. It was pretty obvious. So, yes, we knew that the flaw was in the system. We did go ahead and fix this. We hope we did. And yeah, people will still complain about it. That's one thing. It doesn't matter what we do. People are always going to complain, and you know exactly who you are, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You won't be, but you should be. So a couple of changes that we made. First is starting points. So the first thing that we noticed is that everyone was trying to figure everything out. That was like the very first thing, like the first week. In fact, somebody posted, I can't remember who it was. Somebody posted an add-on for the tracker, for the community tracker. It's like, yeah, fill in these gaps and it'll tell you what's left. Like, seriously? Which is fine. It's fine. So we did add a variable to the starting number. So we were at 150 and 80. We're going to keep those numbers, but we're going to add a plus or minus 10 to it. So basically what that means is the pools of numbers start for non-entrants is now going to be anywhere between 140 and 160. Could also be 150, but it's going to be one of those three values. Entrants will be 70, 80, or 90. We will not change this for one-hit knockout because one-hit knockout's number is so low anyway. We start adding things. We don't want to go to 40. Let's put it that way. And it's a low percentage, super low percentage. I think it's 1.7% for one-hit knockout. So it's like it's not important for one-hit knockout. There's not many flags that can be turned on for it anyway. So that is a straight up change we did just to kind of spice it up a little bit. And yeah, to try to get these people to stop predicting. So now stop predicting. But yeah. But let's address the elephant in the room. And it was the starting items. So the big story behind this is that I ran through like 4 or 5 different systems where starting items did not affect the mystery pool. And then at the last minute, I thought, you know what? We need to add it somewhere because we're running the mystery pool is what's driving this whole thing. So it should also, the starting items should also affect that. And then I put it in and I tested it and it works, but it obviously counteracts the idea of making everything balanced because it causes imbalance. Like when starting hookshot is in there, we're effectively making the seat easier by giving you a starting item. And then we're also taking points away, which is also making it easier. So yes, it was identified before the season came out, but at that point it was kind of, it was past the point of no return. So it was like, we just got to do it. So there's not, I tried to find a way to make it work until I just realized there's just no way to make it work. So this is the change that we're doing for next season. We've removed the way that the starting items affect the mystery points. We've just taken it out. They're still all in there, but we've separated it and we've gave it its own little pool of chance. So instead of it affecting the mystery points, We take the 6 starting items that we use. That's hookshot, fire rod, ice rod, flippers, flute, and mirror. And they're in their own little pool of 6. We take them, we shuffle them up. We take the first one, 20% chance of it being on. And then we do the next one, 20% of chance of being on. So on and so forth till we do all 6. We do not touch them again from that point. Once they're on, they're on. They'll never go back off. The only exception to the rule is that we are putting a cap of 2. We don't want to make it too ridiculous. I also ran through this maybe 50 times, and I think 1 or 2 times, I think max, it actually got more than 2. So that third clause that's in there, where it can only be maximum of 2, rarely will be seen, but we don't want to make it too ridiculous. So you will only have max of 2. So in this case, if like hook, shot, fire rod were the first 2 and they both rolled yes, the others will always roll no. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Leaving that in there probably would not have been a big deal if we didn't put that clause in there. But I think one time I did roll a seed that had like 5 starting items. So it's like, yeah, we're going to cap it. So boots are still separate. That rule is exactly the way it is right now, except that we've taken the 20 on or 20 off out. So completely independent, 50-50. If it's off, you still get the boot hint if it's standard. So if it's standard, don't hit the button too fast. Read what your uncle's got to say. Sometimes your uncle's got good advice. So sometimes, yeah. Hopefully this will fix the imbalance issue that we knew was in there. This is the elephant in the room. Now the elephant is walking out. So do not complain about 50%, 50%. I almost did 50% on, 50% pseudo boots, but I knew that would get more heat than anything else. But I almost did it. I was this close. So anyway, yeah. Yeah. It might be something that we go back to. I have a collection of like 5 or 6 things that I could still play around with. We'll see. We'll see. We can tweak. The way the system is built, it is very easy to tweak. Very easy to tweak. So we'll see what happens. A few other changes that we've made in order to make things a little bit more difficult. So there's one flag in the system that is unique from all the others, and that is enemy health. It is the only one that straight up made things obviously easier because it's enemy health. So if you happen to roll that, instead of it being 20 points, we made it minus 20 points. So what that means is now if you rolled one at 150 points and enemy health is on there, now there's 170 points available in the pool. There's a little extra logic in there that makes sure this does not get rolled too often. So it's not like every single time you're going to get this thing. It's actually pretty even across the way that it rolled, but so yeah, makes things a little bit more difficult. If you happen to get enemy health, that's a good thing. We did make one tweak to the item pool expert, made that a little bit higher, so we moved that from 30 to 40, just so you do get that slightly less. And when you do, the rest of the seed is not quite as bad. The Ganonville numbers, we went ahead and swapped those. This is part of the same rule that we were using with the starting items. Excuse me. So we took and swapped those. Before, the lower numbers had a higher number so that they would be rolled less. Now that we've kind of fixed the other half of this, it's better going the other way. So 3 to 5 is going to be easier, so 0. 7, 8 being a little bit harder, so you have to do more shit. This only really applies for Fast Ganon. But, yeah. It is a change we felt was good to make now. GT entry, we're leaving it the way that it was. Now, GT entry does have the lower numbers being higher point values. We're going to leave it that way because GT entry low does not necessarily mean the seed is easier. In fact, it's usually the other way around. When you get like a GT 2, it means that double dipping GT is totally on the board. So that one actually is kind of the other way around, where it's, yes, this could be easier. Now, you could still get a like a 3-3 Ganon goal, and you get to go through GT earlier. But, I mean, then you're climbing with less gear. It's going to make it harder anyway. So that one I like where it is. I think that's a good value for it. And so we're going to leave that one exactly the way that it is. We also removed hints from the pool. That one's going to be a straight 50-50. Both yes and no are going to be 0. So there's your hint tiles. Check. If you get a hint, great. If you don't, great. Just don't forget to check. So those are our changes for Mystery going into next season. The big issue, I believe, has been fixed now. So hopefully things won't be like that. Part of it should be, pretty much taken care of. The rest of it is just some minor tweaks. Everything else kind of remains the same, and I think it's good. I think the system works. I think we've kind of proven that the system does work. We still do have some. We have some room to maneuver still too. So there's our mystery changes, and I'm actually posting them to Discord now. They are up, and you can view them at your leisure. So, and we'll see. We can dabble in some other things in the future too, where when we deal with, especially the negative values, we can kind of play around with them. So that's our mystery changes. Speaking of numbers, this will be a short one. This will be a really short one, but it is worth talking about. We are changing the way that natural ties get calculated. We had an interesting situation arise this season in the Invitational where something happened that I didn't think was going to happen, but then I went back and looked at the way that it was calculated, and it totally worked. It's working as expected. But we're going to change the way that it works going forward so that this doesn't happen. Effectively, we had a natural tie with a variance of like 4 points, and it did a 2-point swap in both directions, which was wrong. Like, it's right, but it was very wrong. So all we're doing going forward is that we're making it natural ties. This is not double forfeit ties. This is natural ties where they both finish at the exact same time, which doesn't happen very often. And we're going to change the K system. As it is right now in the system, it's K value 4 for natural ties. And that's not fair if it's a very close, like again, if in this case it was 4 points or something like that, or maybe it was 6, something like that. So we're making a variable system. Anything where the rating, your rating is less than 24, we're just not going to change it. So if one is a 1710, one's a 1730 in this case, and it's a natural tie, congratulations, you tied. 0 change in the rating. If it's 24 to 47, we're going to insert a K value of 2, which basically means the rating's going to change by 1. This is just how ELO works. So if it's like a 30-point swing, it's going to be 1 point. So the person that was under the lower value will get a +1. The higher value get a -1. And then if it's above 48 or above, we're going to do a 2, which is a K value of 4, which is kind of the way the system is built now. So that, if there's a big variance between them, we're going to do that. So this is boring stuff, but it's worth noting. It was just a flaw in the way the system is built. That will take effect starting next season. Nothing to talk about here. So, and kind of the last thing to discuss here is just kind of what's happening right now, which is our Casual Boots Invitational. We're down to 27 races going into the season. And yeah, get your 10 races in. It ends on, was it the 18th? I think April 18th is when the last race is. And yeah, I've been posting updates to the rankings, and I think we have a good idea where the cut line's going to be. It's going to be somewhere in the middle of that +5. So if you're in a +5, you might want to consider getting another race in, because the other +5s will. So +6 and above is probably safe. I can't imagine, like, there's going to be some 5s that make it. I think it's pretty clear. So as for the actual Invitational itself, the races will begin on April 22nd. That's a Saturday. The top 16 will get an extra couple of days the first week to get those races in. We'll have the schedule posted. Administrator Bob will be back on by then. And we'll have the schedule posted for the racers. Pretty cut and dry there. We will try to get as many restreams in as we can. We had some technological issues last Invitational. The streaming box that I put up basically broke. And I do have it fixed now. It's dedicated. It'll be running. We'll have that thing up and running. It's already good to go. We should not have any issues with that. But it should be running as so we can get as many races in as we can. Those races are driven off of volunteers, especially for comms. So if you are interested in helping out either comms or the limited trackers that we may need, go to Discord, go to ping requests. There's an emote there you can click. You'll get added as a helper, and we will be posting schedules and a way for people to sign up in there. And yeah, if we don't get comms, but we can do a restream, we'll do the restream, and it'll just be comless. The times that we can use our restream tracker, the auto tracking for restreams, we'll use them when we can. If we can't, we just can't. But 24 races, my goal is to try to get half of everyone on restreams. And hopefully we'll have comms for most of those. But that is on you, not us, because I generally don't have time to do it. So that's season 18. Now is your time. If you missed I'll tell you, if you missed the little hidden message, the VOD will be posted here. You can always go back and rewatch it, but the hidden message was in there. So hopefully somebody saw it. I have not seen the Discord message yet. It doesn't take long once you find the message. So I do expect that we will get somebody today that finds it. And if you find it and you send us a message, congratulations. You get to choose a custom mode for season 19. So let's answer a few questions. If you got some questions in chat, now's your time to post them. We did get a few on our thing that we put in there, and I guess we can address those while people put in bullshit questions in chat. Hi, Ak, how you doing? Question number 1. Will you ever consider removing one-hit knockout from Mystery? Yes. Yes, we will. It's something that I think has actually been brought up. One-hit knockout is kind of one of those, if you hit the lucky roll, congratulations, but most people won't see it. So the question is, should we leave it in because of that? Yes. But we will always consider removing it. It's the same with Insanity. Like, Insanity Shuffle right now is it's out, but if we could ever squeeze it in without screwing everything up, we can do it. But right now, it doesn't serve any purpose to really have it in there. Insanity is so polarizing that we might not ever get it in there, but we'll see if we do. Question number 2. Are there any plans to do voting like Season 7 Potpourri again? Yes. In fact, it might be sooner than you think. It is something that I think has been considered a few times. Again, maybe sooner than you think. What else? What is my favorite kind of ice cream? I have a quart, or not quart. What is it? A pint? No, it's quart. It's quart. It's a quart of cookie dough ice cream in the freezer right now that I will be having some later tonight. I guarantee you I'll be having some later tonight.
Oh, yeah. Cookie dough is great.
I love cookie dough. What's your favorite ice cream?
I was thinking just now when you read that question, and cookie dough is pretty far up there. I think I'm pretty boring. I like vanilla, I like chocolate, I like
Hmm.
strawberry, I like all the basic stuff basically.
So do you do the Neapolitan ice cream then?
Yeah,
Okay, it's good. I like that
sometimes,
too.
sometimes.
Yeah, I dig the. We actually had. We just finished off it's creamy vanilla is what it was, and I like
Hmm.
mixing that with soda, making floats out of it too. It's delicious.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's so good, so good. So, but yeah, yeah, delicious ice creams, delicious. What else? I'm not answering the other two questions. I'm just not going to do it. What is? No, I'm not answering that question. How do I ship Popeyes and American Dr Pepper to Germany? So interesting. I do kind of know they're. All right, story time. Story time. Back in 2006, I it was New Year's Eve 2005 into 2006. Back in that day, I was addicted, like hardcore addicted, like sticking to my veins, to vanilla Coke. And it was an addiction that I kicked just a few years ago. I will say there is some vanilla Coke in the house right now. It's actually really good for headaches, but I use it medicinally only. But
Yeah, that sounds familiar
yeah,
somehow.
my wife laughed at that right there when I said that, but it's true. It's true. I have maximum of one a day if I have one. But 2005, New Year's Eve, so December 31st, 2005, a buddy of mine told me, did you hear they're canceling vanilla Coke? And I'm like, yeah, that's funny, whatever. And he's like, no, serious. And he showed me the story, and it's legit. It's like, holy shit, they're actually discontinuing the vanilla Coke on January 1st. Like tomorrow, they're canceling vanilla Coke. So what that meant was, and it was told to me like at 10 o'clock on the 31st. So the next morning, January 1st, I went to every open grocery store in the area, and I bought like 6 cases of it. The big 24 packs of vanilla
Hmm.
Coke. I got as much as I could get. And that lasted me until like February 1st.
That's not a long
A
time.
case is 24 cans, and I think I had 6 of them, and it lasted me a month.
Damn.
And then vanilla Coke was gone. It was like gone for like 3 years, and they brought it back eventually. So to answer the question, the reason I brought that up is I actually had a gift that was given to me. It was Father's Day of 2006, where somebody shipped me a case of vanilla Coke from England. Shipped it to me. I know it cost about $40 or $50 to do it. English vanilla Coke is 100% the same as American vanilla Coke. I do know that Europe has got different rules and stuff, but apparently the English vanilla Coke tastes exactly the same as the American vanilla Coke. So, to answer your question, how do you ship American Dr Pepper to England or to Germany? Sorry, to Germany. You could at the time do it through Amazon. I suspect you still can. So if you go on Amazon and you pick it from an American supplier and are willing to pay the absurd shipping costs, you can
Hmm.
do it. Now, I think they have a special rule on customs for that because it's a consumable. So go to Amazon and look it up. Because I know that I know Germany has some custom rules because I shipped an NT to Germany not that long ago, and it was fun. It was an interesting experience. So, but yeah, I think they'll do it. You just got to pay for it, and it ain't gonna be cheap. And I'm assuming the red pepper flakes they can do it too. So you could ship it to yourself, and then like go to the like I think the U.S. Postal Service will ship that stuff, but it's gonna cost you like almost $100 to ship it. But then you could put red pepper flake in box, so you could do both at the same time.
It
So
costs a lot to ship it, and it'll probably also cost a lot to receive it
yep,
because we'll have to, like, whoever will receive it will have to pick it up from the customs office, pay all the taxes for it that you
yep.
didn't pay and stuff like that.
Yeah, what's funny is that it's only gonna cost like $10 to buy the stuff here, like 10 or $15 to buy it. by the time everything is over, customs and the weight on shipping, because obviously it's going to be really heavy, it'd be like $150.
Yeah.
It might be cheaper to get a round trip ticket and pay for the bag fees and just load it up in your bags, and then do it as like a carry-on bag, or it'll actually be cheap because you can put more in a big bag and then put it in the damn plane. So that's actually the proper answer: is get somebody that is visiting the States from Germany and pay them $50 for the bag, for the checked-in bag, and just buy a shit ton of it here and stock it, put as much as you can. 'Cause you could, as long as you don't make it too heavy, they'll do that at the airport. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, but can you imagine the state that stuff would arrive at the destination? Like, I wouldn't want to open one.
Don't open it. Let that shit sit for a little bit, and you're gonna want to pad it. You're gonna want to put some like egg cart padding on there so it doesn't break your bag. But you could probably do that. You can probably get away with it. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that's the proper response, because it'd probably be cheaper and you get more. So, yeah. So anyway, we're about to that point where we usually wrap things up. Still don't have a message on Discord. No one's messaged you, I'm guessing.
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Well, no one's found it yet. When I finish this, I'll post the VOD. You can go back and rewatch it if you need to. I'm kind of surprised nobody saw it. So, last thing I'm going to mention, and I shouldn't have posted this on April 1st. We should have done this tomorrow, because there is no mystery April Fool's seed today. I'm being 1,000% serious. There is no April Fool's seed. It's going to be posted in about 45 minutes. If you're expecting it, you're going to be disappointed. I'm just telling you that now. There will be no April Fool's seed. Believe me if you want, I hate April Fool's Day. I hate it. I hate it for this reason.
Same.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. I should not have done this on today. We should have done this tomorrow. There is no... I should have fucking done... is I should have taken the mystery spot, and I should have switched it out for today. Because originally there was no April Fool's seed. When I did the schedule, randomly, there was no mystery seed today. It was the one seed, because every day there's like one mode that doesn't make it, and it was mystery. And I saw it, and I switched it with, I think, grab bag, because it fit, because it was where the shift was. Mm-hmm. I should have switched it back. I should have fucking did it, and I didn't. Once we realized we didn't have time to make a proper. I should have just did that. There is no April Fool's seed today. If you expect one, you're going to be massively disappointed. So, that's all we got today. Season 18 starts April 20th. Again, the schedule's posted. Calendar will be updated here shortly. That's all we got. Herfy. Yeah. What do you feel? How are you feeling today?
Looks good to me. I feel like, this was a very housekeeping announcement, I want to call it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too boring. A couple of things fixed, a couple of things changed, but overall, nothing insane. Yeah, no, I don't think there was anything special here. It was kind of just, this was kind of a, just do your thing and get it done. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, as always. Enjoy the season. I'm out of here. Herfy, bring us home. Yeah, guys, that's Dun Cassette. Enjoy the upcoming season. Don't expect a mystery seed. It's not happening, even though you won't believe us, but it's just the truth. They're not going to believe us. No, they won't. I mean, they still haven't, and everyone is going to be disappointed, but it is what it is. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you on the next season announcement. Go back and find the message. I haven't got a message yet.